रिकॉर्डिंग चालू करनी है।
अभी ही कर दे भाई। ऐसे तू भी कर दे रिकॉर्डिंग।
Okay, okay. Is my audio visible? Heard? Can be heard clearly?
यस यस।
ओके।
So, hello everybody. This is Tuhin Mallick, first year undergraduate student from Jadavpur University. And today I will give a very short introductory uh, session on machine learning from scratch, basic theoretical concept. How can you visualize that? How exactly we can use the term machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, and its various parts to in our daily life for the technological development in various fields. So, before delving deep into this concept of machine learning in special, because as the topic suggests, the machine learning from scratch and its diversified future. Today, we will specially focus on machine learning. But before that, I want to tell that in this session, we will not go into technical details or the programming part as such, that the detailed programming part that we use to create the machine learning algorithm. We will not go into that. We can have us all together separate session for on how we can use the various syntax and libraries of the programming languages for creating machine learning algorithms and to train and use the data, various data sets. So, the very first question to start with, what is machine learning all about? And how is it related with artificial intelligence and deep learning? So here, to people who are still unable to have a clear-cut idea about machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence, the terms may sound same. ठीक है तो for them there is a Venn diagram is given below here. The relationship between artificial intelligence, machine learning, neural network, and deep learning. As you can all see here, artificial intelligence is the larger part, the larger domain. It is the superset. And here within this, there are various subparts like natural language processing. Here is the automatic programming, knowledge representation, visual perception, intelligent robots, and automatic reasoning. One of the very parts of this artificial intelligence itself is machine learning. See, so machine learning is generally a subset of this artificial intelligence, which is considered a total entity. The natural language processing as a whole is altogether a whole. It's a whole lot of content, different content there. Visual perception has another whole lot of topics and subtopics within it. Intelligent robot also has, and so on. So we will now go into the machine learning here. So machine learning has these subparts: linear or logistic regression, K means principal component analysis, random forest, support vector machines, k nearest neighbor, and decision trees. So, as we'll go on, we will discuss those subtopics in details, or we will touch those topics so that you can have a very good idea and very good visuals about what exactly machine learning is all about. So, in layman's language, are subset of artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence, as we all know, is a huge discipline that accounts for maximum automated works by various gadgets that have replaced the human workers till time. This very artificial intelligence has various components that we are now going to discuss further. Okay. So artificial intelligence, as we have already seen in the previous slide, this consists of various parts. Here the machine learning. So regarding this artificial intelligence, I want to give a very good example, a burning example of artificial intelligence in our world. Obviously, there are many examples, but I have specifically picked up this example because uh, this particular example, the the humanoid robot Sophia. So, well, if you haven't heard about this particular humanoid robot called Sophia, so this Sophia, the first robot in the human history to be given a citizenship by any country. So its uniqueness lies in that fact that it is the first robot developed in the history of humankind, that it has been given a citizenship by Saudi Arabia, that can almost clone a human. Yes, clone a human by means it has quite a number of characteristics. It can mimic characteristics of human beings. It can respond to questions, ask questions, give its views and thoughts and opinions. Yes, it can think. It has been made to think on. It has been trained to so that it can think on itself. So you can see the picture here of Sophia. uh, Around a year ago, I remember Sophia came to our Kolkata in New Town, so in a college, so where she had given a nice lecture on how she was made. So you can understand that how she has been the robot has been developed to that extent that it can if you ask any question or want to know any what is the current general scenario going on in our country and abroad in any particular country, then it can she will obviously give back you a suitable reply. So Sophia, the humanoid robot, it is why, because of its typical characteristic, why is it so unique? Its typical characteristics, how it is driven by artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. So artificial intelligence, whom you should thank, then yes, it's the blessing of artificial intelligence, which under which the machine learning falls. A computer vision algorithm process input from camera within Sophia's eyes. Yes, cameras have been set within Sophia's eyes, which through which she can detect automatically complex, thousands of complex algorithms have been set up through which she can identify humans and its surroundings. It can follow faces, sustain eye contact, and recognize individuals. It can process speech and have conversation using a natural language subsystem. So around January 2018, Sophia was upgraded with functional legs and ability to work. Obviously, as it is a robot, it must have the characteristic to work. Otherwise, it cannot be replace a human characteristics. So, top critics have highly rated Sophia's lifelike skin and its ability to emulate more than 60 facial expressions. The main purpose of bringing this particular topic, as I am continuously emphasizing, is once again to show that all the algorithm that drives the feature, the ability to of Sophia to distinguish between a living and non-living entity, respond to human, and to distinguish various other features like facial expression and human psychology as well. Wow, are machine learning models and algorithms. So now we'll go into the details where a boundary line has been tried to draw between deep learning and its function, machine learning, and neural network. So deep learning versus machine learning, what's the difference? So if I say in very informal words, the most easiest way, one line statement that can describe this is that all deep learning is machine learning, but all not machine learning is deep learning. Understanding the latest advancement in artificial intelligence. Yes, the work on artificial intelligence started quite a few years back, and now it has progressed to such a level that obviously it has now come to the college level. It is no longer only confined within the research or PhD level. It is now being taught and learned by undergraduate and master students as well in many IITs, some IITs of our country as well. There are separate courses altogether where you can pursue BTech on artificial intelligence. So, understanding the latest advancement in artificial intelligence can seem overwhelming. But if it's learning the basics that you are interested in, So obviously you can boil many artificial intelligence innovations down to two concepts: machine learning and deep learning. Yes, once again comes in the machine learning, which is the entire agenda of entire keyword of this entire topic, which I will be revolving around. So machine learning and deep learning often seems like interchangeable buzzwords, as I've already told before at the very beginning, but there are difference between them. So what exactly are these two concepts that dominate conversations about artificial intelligence, and how are they different? Yes, many people have still doubt, or many people who are new to this domain might have a lot of question about what is this. They seem so similar. Then what is the difference between deep learning and machine learning? Then in theoretical concept, this is the basic base of the overall domain of deep learning and machine learning that I will now giving to you. So deep learning but machine learning. Deep learning is considered as an evolution of machine learning. It uses a programmable neural network that enables machine to make accurate decisions. So deep learning is the lowermost level, which which is the constituent of machine learning. It uses a programmable neural network. Yes, I will be discussing about neural networks in coming few times, that what is exactly neural network all about, what is the term neural network, and what where it rotates all about, and that enables machines to make accurate decisions without help from humans. But for starters, let's first define machine learning. Definition of machine learning. The machine learning definition: an application of artificial intelligence that includes algorithms that parse data, learn from that data, and then apply what they have learned to make informed decision. This is the theoretical. This is the theoretical idea that one must get into first. Then after that, there are programming languages where we will make use of these concepts to build up machine learning models. So as you can all see here, these are the some pictures of deep learning, machine learning, and neural network. Neural network, as we know, that it's like a connection of neurons here. The neurons are connected here. So it is a mesh of it is a group bunch of connections that are interconnected, and obviously these are the basic building stacks of deep learning. There, from deep learning it goes to machine learning. So, and let's understand with this an example. How does machine learning work? Daily life examples with machine learning. An easy example of machine learning algorithm is an on-demand music streaming service. Yes, like in Spotify or Ghana, for the service to make a decision about which new songs or artists to recommend to a listener. Yes, if you are quite interested about Hindi rap songs or any regional rap songs, then obviously once you have started, once you start listening to that particular song or a group of song related to the same region or same language, then after that you will see recommendations coming about more artists from that region or that language that um, which that may find quite interesting and that may cater to your needs. So that is also driven by machine learning, which has been trained to understand that what is the exact need of the customers, what is the exact thing that they want, so that they can recommend more and attract them the more. So for the service to make a decision about which new songs or artists to recommend to a listener, machine learning algorithms associate the listener's preference with other listeners which have similar musical tastes. So this technique, which is often simply touted as artificial intelligence, used in machine service that offer automated recommendations. So machine learning involves a lot of complex maths and coding. Obviously, computer science is all about mathematics, programming, your logic, how you apply those logics, algorithms, and vagara vagara. That at the end of the day serves the same mechanical function that a flashlight, car, or computer screen does. When we say something is capable of machine learning, it means it performs a function with the data given to it and gets progressively better over time. Yes, I should also mention that machine learning has the capability to develop it and judge it to get to progress over time. Yes, although we have also we also need to give their input data so that the accuracy increases. But yes, it has the facility to get to be made progressive over time so that its accuracy increases and it works more smoothly. So machine learning fuels all sort of automated tasks. Yes, today is the era of automation, and we can see that there are automated metro rails, automated cars. There are automated quite a number of systems that doesn't require any human interpretation directly, that span across multiple industries, from data security firms that hunt down malware to finance professionals who want alert for favorable trades. The artificial intelligence algorithms are programmed to constantly learn in a way that simulates a virtual personal assistant. So, what ultimate? Now we will go to deep learning. Deep learning definition: a subfield of machine learning that structures algorithms in layers. Yes, it is the deep learning which structures algorithms in layers to create an artificial neural network, yes, that can learn and make intelligent decision on its own. So how does deep learning work? A deep learning model is designed to continually analyze data with a logical structure similar to how humans would draw conclusion. Yes, deep learning algorithm has already been made from its very inception so that it can continuously analyze data with a logical structure, so similar to how a human would draw conclusion. As we, in various situations, in various cases, we give conclusions, we draw conclusions, we think that how there are how many possibilities of this particular work to do in a very way. It has also been, the deep learning workflow has also been designed so that it can take decision on its own, so leading to a learning system that's far more capable than a standard machine learning model. So a strong example, let's go into, without much delay, let's go into the one of the example of deep learning. It's Google AlphaGo. If you search on the internet, Google AlphaGo, you will get more information about this. Google created a computer program with its own neural network that learned to play the abstract board game Go, which is known for requiring sharp intellect and intuitions. By playing against professional Go players, AlphaGo's deep learning model learned how to play at a level never seen before in artificial intelligence and did so without being told when it should make a specific move. It caused quite a stir when AlphaGo defeated multiple world-renowned masters of the game. Yes, you see the chess game. So where now the experiments are still going on, that how machines can be machines can be made to work like humans so that they can progressively develop themselves into grandmaster and defeat humans without being taught to without being directly intervened by human beings. So that is one of the main area where most of the deep learning works goes into. So to recap, the key difference between machine learning and deep learning are: machine learning uses algorithms to parse data, learn from the data, and make informed decision based on what is done. As you can see in this slide, machine learning workflow: number one is the data processing, number two is the modeling, and number three is the deployment. Machine learning workflow mainly works on these three pillars, whereas deep learning workflow is much more complicated, where you have to use frameworks, yes, libraries that I will obviously come later with the time. Data set creations, yes, we have to feed the data, create training model, run training model. So this is another part of model training. Model training is altogether a separate subpart of deep learning workflow, where a lot of concepts on programming language is required, obviously. And validate train model. What is validate train model? We have to validate that yes, these are the ultimate models that that we need for this particular work, and which can display the results according to our needs, creating inference model and start an inference job, which is the final work. So these are the subparts of machine learning workflow. The game of diversify. Once again, there are data scientists that stress on this word. These are essentially the game of diversified data collections and feeding. The more diversified data you feed and train, the machines, the more, the better the yield result and accuracy it will be yield. Deep learn now again coming back to the last key difference between machine learning and deep learning before going to the next topic. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning. While both fall under the broad category of artificial intelligence, deep learning is what powers the most humans like artificial intelligence. Yes, deep learning is more close to the human, more close to the systems of human brain. Yes, the way our human brain works, the very similar way the deep learning works. And yes, it is that part that resembles the human brain the closest. That's why deep learning is the basic and the base of the overall artificial intelligence system. So not going into the much details, I will just go over the terms, the basic terminologies of what are the different types of machine learning. Yes, as I have already told there in the previous slide, there are three types of mainly: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Yes, there are obviously courses in course like in Coursera and Udemy where you will get a number of courses on machine learning. There are a number of mathematical treatments and mathematical formulas involving graphs and MATLAB programming language, where these supervised learning and unsupervised learnings are understood mainly and are taught with great accuracy. So what are the different types of deep learning algorithm? Yes, I have told about neural network. Yes, so finally here comes the mainly three types of networks: the convolutional neural network and the recurrent neural networks. So CNN, as people know, who deals with this machine learning and artificial intelligence, convolutional neural networks are algorithms specially designed for image processing and object detection. The convolution is unique process of filtering through an image to assess every element within it. Yes, CNN are often used to power computer vision, a field of artificial intelligence that teaches machine how to process the visual world. Facial recognition technology is a common use of computer vision. Yes, I will tell here that facial, you might have seen in many places that in even if your camera phone, if you see that there is a feature that if they especially in selfies or even in picture as well, you will see that box like structures appear automatically when you try to take a picture of yourself or in your group of person with you. So you will see that a box appears, a bounded box appears around faces that it can detect. So it is obviously a blessing of machine learning and deep learning as well, where the concept of CNN is used. Facial recognition technology and object detection, fruit detection, object detection, car detection, how many cars are going on a road, how in how much speed a car is going in a road, a multi-lane. So that can be traced with this convolutional neural network. Then comes here the recurrent neural networks have built-in feedback loops that allow the algorithm to remember past data points. RNN can use this memory of past events to inform their understanding of current events or even predict the future. Yes. So data is the fuel of this. So in all these things, you guys have seen that one thing is common somewhere or the other, that is the data. Data structure, data, rich source of data, various types of data. So data is the main player here. So data as the fuel of the future, with the massive amount of new data being produced by the current big data era, we are bound to see innovations that we can't even imagine yet. According to data science experts, some of these breakthroughs will likely to be deep learning applications. So I think artificial intelligence is akin to building a rocket ship. You need a huge engine and a lot of fuel. It has this type of description has been used by a data scientist. If you have a large engine and a tiny amount of fuel, you won't make it to orbit. If you have a tiny engine and a ton of fuel, you can't even lift off. To build a rocket, you need a huge engine and a lot of fuel. The analogy to deep learning is that rocket engine is the deep learning model and fuel is the huge amount of data we can feed to this algorithm. So this up till here is the workflow and difference of machine learning and deep learning. Now comes one of the most important, the Python language. Yes, I have specifically picked a Python language. Obviously, there are few other languages also through which we can make you, we can add that language, machine learning and artificial intelligence. But Python deserves a very extremely special position here. Because why? Obviously, you can see here a number of libraries like IPython. If you do not have any idea, if you don't have a single idea about what these are all about, you may be wondering, "Arey, ye sab kya hai?" So just wait. I will let you understand what these things are all about finally. So Python language in basic. Python is a popular programming language, as we all know. Especially, it is popular because of this field in data science. It was created by Guido van Rossum and released in 1991. It is used for web development, server-side, software development, mathematics, and system scripting. Yes, mathematics and system scripting. Yes, Python is quite useful to that two particular side which has deep relations with this deep learning and machine learning. What can Python do? Python can be used on a server to create web applications. Python can be used alongside softwares to create workflows. Python can connect to database system. It can also read and modify files. Python can be used to handle big data and perform complex mathematics. Python can be used for rapid prototyping or for production ready software development. But now, these are the various applications mainly. But we will now focus on why it is specially for on the why, how its work is specially spread on the domains of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and mathematics in particular, which are interrelated with all these things. Python works on different platform, Windows, Mac, Linux, Raspberry Pi, and we also know that Raspberry Pi is a machine. If you Google it, you will know about that Raspberry Pi in details, or I will give a description of Raspberry Pi in a short note at the end in this description box of this particular channel. So Raspberry Pi is often used for object detection or for various researches that are going on. Raspberry Pi camera is attached to Raspberry Pi for object detections or various detecting mesh mechanisms. So that is obviously associated with machine learning and artificial intelligence. Python has a simple syntax similar to the English language. Yes, it has a lot of inbuilt work functions. So in an interpreter system it runs on an interpreter system, meaning that code can be executed as soon as it is written. So Python can be treated in a procedural way, an object-oriented way, or a functional way. So Python relies on indentation using white space to define scope, such as the scope of loops, functions, and classes. Other programming languages uses curly brackets for this purpose, but here Python doesn't need to use that. What makes Python the best programming language for machine? Finally, if you see here, it is high-level object-oriented language, interpreted and integrated, easy to learn, code and read because of its inbuilt function and very less use of syntax lines and comments, resembles the English language, cross-platform, dynamic typing and dynamic building, uses scripting to connect with existing components. Yes, it is one of the big achievements of Python language. I mean the all the data scientists and all the software engineers associated with this language who have developed various libraries and this Python main language over time. It is a extremely dynamic language, and it has a lot of system that allows it to connect with other languages as well and extract its function. That's why Python is a great language. it has a great community support, a great community of bunch of data scientists and programmers, as I have already mentioned time to time again and again. So here there's simple syntax and indentation procedure, easy to debug. Yes, if there is an error, there are errors, syntax error or compilation error, you can easily get trace of that, unlike other languages. And last but not the least, here comes the large number of libraries and framework. Okay, so without going into detail, I will just mention some names. Artificial intelligence and machine learning, this system, and libraries extensively used for this making these systems are Keras, TensorFlow, and Scikit-learn for machine learning, NumPy for high performance scientific computing and data analysis, SkyPy for advanced computing, Pandas for general purpose data analysis, Seaborn for data visualization. Okay. So scikit-learn features various classification, regression and clustering algorithms, including support vectors. So these are the technical terms. At least you hear from for now. If I get time, I will certainly make in the near future. I will certainly make a more technical aspect video on how these codes are written and how the syntax are written, so that we can, it is more like a Python tutorial for machine learning that I will certainly make in the future. So these are just terms that you might get accustomed or familiarized with after on this in this video. So random forest gradient boosting, k-means and depth scan. So it is also platform independent and great community and popularity as well. If you heard about the Stack Overflow, where we search for our various errors, solution for various errors, or how to download this particular software. That's an extremely great platform for all those users and vagara. So there also this language has been quite rated as one of the highest uses language for machine learning and data science. Now, finally, the future visions of machine learning is here. Now, before going the future and the visions of machine learning and deep learning by some renowned scientists. So there are some scientists, you can see Josh Tobin, Jacob Jackson, John Langford, Stylianos Kamkapis, Tarek Amardos. These are the scientists who are quite renowned in world for their machine contributions in machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence. How they have visualized and how what is their vision regarding the Python language, machine learning, and deep learning in the future. The entire thing, which is one of the focused area of this topic, today I am giving lecture about. So the current began machine learning challenged faced by machine learning developers. So what Josh Tobin has said regarding this, I will here in this particular part, the future and the vision of machine learning and deep learning by some renowned scientists, I will just tell about some scientists and their comment on how this machine learning can be in future, how and where this machine learning development will ultimately go to. So there is the Josh Tobin, and he has said as, I am currently working on infrastructure to help data scientists make the leap from experimentations to production. In my opinion, the lack of tooling and methodology around production machine learning holding back the real world impact of the field. So, as I have read out the question, the current biggest machine learning challenge faced by machine learning developer to this, the answer has been given by Josh Tobin as, I am currently working on infrastructure to help data scientists make the leap from experimentation to production. Experimentation to production. And in my opinion, the lack of tooling and methodology around production machine learning is the biggest thing holding back the real world impact in the field. Now, one of the most important question there after that, now finally, the future visions of machine learning is here. What is your comment on it? So another scientist called John Langford. He has described the future as is this way: the speed of a field is hard to quantify. You can understand that machine learning development is the contribution to machine learning system, deep learning system, and artificial intelligence system is going on this way that it is hard to imagine how fast it is, how fast pace, what a pace it is going developing. Some press reports make it seem dramatic when it's not. On the other hand, there's a steady, significant, useful programs over time. One way to quantify this is via the Microsoft Personalizer service that I have been involved in. There, what we and one of the last but not the least important question asked by many people is that the biggest upcoming game changer for machine learning. Yes. So Stylianos Skamkapis has answered this as all these are absolutely correct. I think a potential big game changer would be the creation of a new set of algorithms which can learn more efficiently from data. Current approaches are very data hungry and slow. Yes, the systems have become slow because not much of data has been diversified part of data hasn't been produced yet. But yes, this uh, this part will be, I think, will be rectified, and in the coming future the things will be much brighter. Then the machine learning field will much brighter. Then the biggest game changer from machine learning in the future might come from, he has described as, unsupervised learning, synthetic data, algorithms for interactive learning, determining the right machine learning products to build. So before ending this particular topic, I have just only one question. If you guys uh, have any previous idea about who are some of the renowned machine learning scientists, data scientists of our world, then can anybody tell what is the name of this particular scientist?
Yes, he is a very
Andrew,
renowned
Andrew Yang.
Andrew NG.
Yes, yes, exactly, correct. Andrew Ng. Yes, and he's also one of the mentor in the Coursera, right?
Yes, his deep learning course is legendary.
Yes, yes. Now, people are obviously tell about him in the very first. I don't know whether other scientists are on the discussion or not. But obviously, machine. If somebody tells about machine learning, if all people can that relate Andrew Engine with machine learning courses at the very first, it has become quite synonymous, I think. So before ending this topic, short, but I will also discuss about the darker side of machine learning that we should be aware of and concerned about. That is green ground. Obviously, you can see this quite scary picture about machine, that yes, someday machine learning, with the help of machine learning, if robots can take over us and kill us. But yes, that is not feasible as of now. That while machine learning is introducing innovation and changes to many sectors, it also is bringing trouble and worries to other. One of the most worrying aspects of emerging machine learning technologies is their invasiveness or user privacy. Yes, user privacy, as we all know, is a much concerned topic today in all sectors. So, from rooting out intimate and embarrassing secrets to imitating you, machine learning is making it hard not only hide your identity but also keeping ownership of it, and prevent from being attributed to your words you haven't uttered, an action you haven't taken. So while when facial recognition technology goes already, neural networks and deep learning algorithms that process images are working wonders to make our social media platform. But can they also be put to ill use? Facial recognition apps find face prove that it can. Rolled out in Russia earlier this year, the app allows anyone to use its extremely efficient facial recognition capability to identify anyone who has a profile in vk.com. Obviously, vk.com is a social media platform in Russia, known as the Russian Facebook, which boasts more than 200 million users account in Eastern Europe. But yes, people's privacy one should respect that. But unfortunately there what happens that when it in a country like Russia, where we already know that the government is trying to get hold of everybody's and what everybody is doing there, and if there is something going on against the government, but the government is constantly in a fear that some, if some revolt or some protests are going on against them or not, so they can make use of machine learning, in very simple words, as a tool to get hold of everybody's personal day-to-day life accounts as well. But ultimately I will end here that by saying that this doesn't necessarily mean that machine learning is an even technology that is putting an end privacy as we know it. So we must consider that while we cherish and harness the full power of machine learning, we also must speculate on and prepare ourselves for the broader implications. So this doesn't necessarily mean that machine learning is an evil technology that is putting an end to privacy as we know it. It's at the advantage and benefits far outweighs its negative trade-off. Yes, that is the silver lining of the cloud. So, however, we must consider that while we cherish and harness the full power of machine learning to make our lives and business more comfortable and efficient, we also must speculate on and prepare ourselves for the broader implications, especially where ethics and privacy are concerned. Many things as we know them today will be changed thanks to machine learning. Are we ready for it? So, that's it for now. And I don't know about you, but for me, this journey into the machine learning world was very enlightening. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you.